year talked about the importances of their lives in this process. And this morning I got some great advice, a sticky note on my speech from my wife, and it says, "Congratulations, kiss." I'm like, "Kiss, keep it short and simple." Just want to thank you, the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association, for this great honor. It is really, truly an honor to be here involved with all these great coaches. It's very humbling. I'm not sure that I'm any different than any other coach out there. I've just been really, really fortunate to have some great teams and just haven't messed it up. I don't think any of us get into this profession for these individual honors. Coaching is a passion of mine. It's what I love to do. I spent a great deal of time and sacrifice over my lifetime, but to me it's worth it. And I feel, when Sean gave me a call, this winter or this spring, letting me know I was going to be inducted, it was really humbling because to me, I still feel like I'm trying to be a better coach. I'm trying to improve year to year and stay one step ahead of everybody else. One of the things that I love to do is I love to go to the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association clinic every year. I love to go to practices. I still feel like I'm in the process of learning. So to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I still feel like I'm going to growing as a coach is really an honor. Coaching at Incarnate Word, we've had a lot of success, and I'm proud of that. But I am smart enough to realize it's way more about the players than it is me. I've been fortunate to coach some really, really good ones. At IWA, we've created a culture of high expectations. Since 2006, every one of our seniors who have graduated and played basketball has won a state championship. So I'm really, really, really proud of that. To be able to share those seasons with those kids. And I think one of the biggest reasons is our tradition and the people that we have involved. I started coaching while I was in college. The girl I was dating, my wife Lisa, had a younger sister, Katie, and I remember she came home and she was crying after a basketball practice, and I'm like, "What's wrong? Do you love basketball?" And she says, "Coach got mad because I couldn't remember play number 22. I'm like, "Well, how many plays do you have?" And she said, "Apparently 22 of them." So, went to some games and thought, man, I can do a better job than this guy. So rounded up some of the kids and got some kids from some other team and started playing year-round, and pretty soon we're playing on the AU stuff and won our state tournament. And for winning, we get to go to Hartford, Connecticut for the AU Nationals. So I was thinking it was going to end at that point, but you're talking sixth grade girls like, Dan, let's go, we're going. And none of us had any money. I didn't know how we were going to get there. So I borrowed my parents' van. It was a big blue van that had some bench seats, no air conditioning, and took the girls and a parent or two, and we drove up to Hartford, Connecticut. 2 days up, no air conditioning, and the worst thing is the van was a stick shift, so I was the only one that could drive it. No one else could drive a stick. So it was an extremely long trip. And I remember coming back after the trip. We were up there 4 or 5 days playing, and another 2 days back, and we get close to coming back at the Illinois-Missouri border. We're crossing over there, and the girls are in back saying, Dan, take the long way home. And then, oh my gosh, I've just been two days straight driving back from you, and they want me to take the long way around before I drop them off. So, I don't remember a whole lot about the wins and losses or really any games of that trip, but I do remember spending that time with those girls. And those girls really had a huge impact on my life. I coached them up through high school, and they meant a lot to me. And since coaching them, I changed my major in college to education and started coaching. And I was hooked on girls basketball from that time on. The other night I was watching a special 30 for 30 on John Calipari, and he was talking about his greatest day. He's not worried about the wins and losses. His greatest day of the year is draft day, when his players are signing their $1 million contracts, and how important it is. He's changing those kids' lives. Even in the women's game, that will not happen. Even with a player at UConn like Nafisa, she'll never have that opportunity. The girls that we get, they play for the love of the game and not for the payday. To me, my favorite day is when I see our former players in the stands and they have their daughters, and they come up to me after the game and say, "Coach, you gonna be around long enough to coach my daughter?" To me, that's what I love. More than coaching or the wins and losses, I love the relationships that I've had with the players and my families, more than any of these championships or awards. A big part of my life and a big part of our program have been my friends and the guys who help coach with me. One of our coaches' wives kind of refers to us as that fraternity, because we act like maybe some fraternity brothers sometimes, but they are some very, very good friends of mine and have meant a lot to me, and several over here just like to recognize them. John Sheridan, Mike Bernard, Brad Emerson, and Dan Schultz. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, all the time, they never get the credit. They put in a ton of time watching film, scouting for us, and they don't get the credit that I get. People always want to interview me and not them, and they're equally as important in this venture as I am. Thank you to my mom and my sister. I know my mom comes to a lot of the games. I'm not sure how many she sees. Normally, she's like this with the rosary in her hand. So I appreciate the support. She always tells me she doesn't want to go to any close games, so if it's going to be close, tell me I don't want to go. I hope none of them are close, so then I might have to coach. And also my sister Ann comes to so many of our games throughout the year. So I thank you, Ann. She's here today too. So, and then over the course of the year, I have three kids. My son Jake and 2 daughters, Grace and Kate, and each one of them has taken their turn as the hydration specialist on our team. So it is pretty funny to see our team pictures over the years from my son, who started out and he's 5 years old, and he thinks he's going to Incarnate Word and doesn't realize it's an all-girls school. But kind of break the news a little later in life that he's going to have to go somewhere else. To my daughters, and it's kind of come full circle now that I get the opportunity to coach my daughter. She's a freshman now, and that's one of the biggest perks and the most enjoyable things. I've been coaching everybody else's kids for over 20 years, and be able to coach her this past year. She's a freshman, and hopefully 3 more years. It's pretty special to me. Lastly, a lot of coaches have the opportunity to work under a coach that's been around the game to kind of mimic their style or their principles or philosophy. And I never really had that in the form of X's and O's, similar to Craig. I'm just a junkie. I'm trying to steal as much as I can. Anywhere, other coaches, clinics, online, books, anything. But I did have someone who influenced my life greatly, and that was my father. Sports were a huge part of our lives growing up. I had 5 brothers and sisters, and he managed to coach all of us in something. He was from Kentucky, and he didn't know anything about soccer, but he coached it. He just got some books, and read up, and he was going to coach because no one else would. He taught me how important a coach can be in someone's lives, and not just his own kids. He taught me that you can be fiercely competitive and still play with integrity. He really helped me foster my love for coaching and was always my biggest fan. So thank you. And then last, I'd like to thank my wife, Lisa. I know I kind of made that comment earlier. But she is, and like these other coaches say, there's a huge sacrifice that you pay when you're a coach's wife. For when I was coaching in college, I spent several years in college, and I was gone more than I was home. Always on the road scouting, not always in the greatest mood, especially on game day. They didn't know, don't talk to Dad on game day. But it is a lot, and there's a lot that goes into it. And I don't know if she feeds me like the rest of you guys. Kind of lacking in that. Maybe the next 5 or so years we can work on that. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not getting anything in this next coming, that's for sure. So thank you, and I appreciate all your support. And then last, I just would like to thank these guys. I've been around the Coaches Association for a while, and don't do near what these guys do, and they do a lot of hard work to promote the game that we love, and in lots of different aspects. So I appreciate all your guys' your work, and it's not unnoticed, and you're really doing a great job in the state of Missouri. So thank you. Thanks for listening.